Welcome back to the show. Yes, we're here this morning with Wemimo Adebi, and we're talking about children and politics. How involved should they be? Should they be aware? Should they be made aware of the situation? Or maybe we should just talk about it and then, or we keep everything topic away from them when we are doing something like this. Because whether we like it or not, children are already practicing democracy in their various schools as well. They're contesting and they're giving manifesto and they're doing election. So, yes, Wemimo, good morning and good to have you on the show.
Good morning, good to be here.
This one that you are doing,
Good morning.
she's not dressed corporate today. What is the problem?
She's in blue jeans too.
And she's in blue jeans.
It's actually days that we don't know what to wear that we go this way.
I don't get it. So that's a secret when we don't know what to wear. We just
hold this, just combine and
we just throw it on. So let's talk about this. How involved should be children? You deal with them on a daily basis.
Okay, like you rightly said, they are already involved. Sort of, they campaign for class captainship, prefectship, and all of that. And they have to declare their manifestos, they have to go around to talk to their mates, they have to deploy, try to buy over. So indirectly, they are getting involved in politics. However, when you come to the larger field, which is the Nigeria or maybe, the country, I think it's not a bad idea to let them know the facts. Okay? Who is contesting? The political parties that are on ground, and what it takes. They're going to ask you questions. Okay. Where I'm going is this. It's not very okay for parents to sell the negative side of
like what I was saying this morning. I heard it
parties to children. Because whether we like it or not, we call them children. They are listening. They are hearing. Things are filtering into their mind. They read the newspaper, I must tell you. Yeah, and then they listen to the news, whether directly or indirectly. So it's okay for us to allow them make their independent opinion
about some of these things.
Some of these things, as far as politics at the larger scale is concerned.
You see, when you say we should not get them involved fully by sharing our personal opinion with them, and you say they read the newspaper, I look at the newspaper and I look at it, and almost every time you pick it up, there is one bad story that you don't want your child to be aware of in the newspaper. How do you sieve it? How do you make sure that the kind of information that you need them to have is what they are getting?
Well, I say that it begins with you as an adult respecting their ability to cope with news.
Okay.
Now, the way you handle your child's ability of coping with news at a larger scale is determined by the way you expose them to handling the news within the family. Now, if you're the type of parent that anything goes into the air, you talk about other people in their presence, you talk about your partner, you talk about your spouse, you discuss their school authorities, you discuss their class teachers, you talk about their neighbors, it's going to be easier for you not to respect, their ability to cope with news. That's the way I think.
Okay.
Well, I don't know, but I think, this is me thinking now, that whether you tell a child, the truth, or you tell a child a lie, a child will always be a child, inquisitive. That child will look for information.
Yeah.
That child will build his or her opinion.
Yeah.
And you may be surprised that child at some point will challenge you.
Yeah, I think
Or challenge your opinion.
you should let them, when they challenge your opinion, then it tells you the level of their understanding. We're not saying you should not let them challenge your opinion.
Yes.
It tells you what they need to know and what they don't know. It's better than you spoon feeding their opinion in the negative direction, which is what most parents do. All right, you have your preferred candidate and then you're already selling it to your child. I'm not against that.
And that's
But
your opinion.
That's your opinion.
Yes.
Allow children, because when we don't allow them exhibit what they carry within, it's not going to be easier for them when they are about to take decisions on their own. They're still going to depend on people's opinion.
I'm actually in
fuel.
agreement with you.
Yeah.
I'm actually in agreement
So
with you.
let's let them know what's going on. The truth is, it's not as if children don't know what is going on, but they are not feeling it as such.
The danger that I see, if you say let them know what is going on, what is going on?
Okay,
What is going on is relative. So it's as you, the parent, sees
Okay.
it. So, like you said, I'd rather, just let the child know the facts. What are
Yeah.
the facts? That we have XYZ running for presidency.
Simple.
The facts, not
The
as it
in-depth,
is.
not your personal
Not your
analysis.
personal
Exactly.
analysis. Yes,
Because
just the
children,
facts.
children don't
And
have
let
the
them-
capacity to hold these things. Now, let me tell you something. The last time I was outside the country, I met with some families who just came in. And when I chatted with the children, just the normal talk and all of that, one of the things they said is they never do want to return to Nigeria. Now, something has been sold out to them.
To them.
So
Something
let's-
their parents must have kept saying
Exactly.
over and over and over
Because
again.
I was asking, did you miss your friends? They said, yes. What did you miss about home and all? And they said, no, they never want to return home. Now, we are selling something to them. The realities are there, and realities are all over the world. That's what I'm saying. Now, when it's time for them to make an independent, their own opinion, they depend on
what
other
they've heard
people's
from their
opinion.
parents.
And already you are puncturing their esteem, because when a child cannot look at something with fact and be factual about it and say, this is what I think, then the child's esteem will not be strong. The child will think, I need to consistently depend on what people say, where people are going. The child will not be able to develop his or her own individuality. You believe this is what people are saying, and this is what I think it is. And when it comes to parents, we have this strong hold on children. They say, this is what my father thinks, this is what my mother thinks
about
and
this
this is
issue.
what I think is correct. But the truth is, at times, not a lot of times, parents were not usually correct.
I stand to challenge you.
Okay.
You're talking from back in the day. Children of these days have their own opinion,
Yeah.
and they would stand on their point. They would stand in opposition and tell you this is how they see it. And they're not saying they're not hearing you.
Younger
They're not saying-
children or
they're not
older
saying-
children?
Well, right now, the older children,
because
they-
I think she's talking more about the younger children.
or you
We're
talk-
talking about younger children.
the younger ones,
really.
their formative years.
Yes,
But you
like-
see, those younger ones will grow into the
adults.
into adults, and they already have formed their opinion. So whatever opinion you have, they would even tell you that that's my mom's opinion, that's my dad's opinion.
Okay.
But this is my opinion. This
Now
is how
you're
I
talking
see it.
about somebody who has been able to develop his own opinion
Yes.
over
Individuality.
time
Yes.
without having to depend on.
parents, yes.
So whatever opinion is coming along the line will be a check, will be an addition, will be something, okay, I think, not that is dependent on you.
Yes,
Because
it's
I believe in allowing children, develop their critical thinking abilities. What do you think about this situation? Then I put you in the other direction without having to be the one feeding you with what I believe is right.
You see, I want to direct this conversation a little bit towards some of the issues that came up as a result of this election. Well, one of them is religious bigotry.
Yeah.
The next one is this tribal sentiment.
Yeah.
A lot of parents, as much as they felt it was all about politics and who they wanted to vote for,
Yeah.
had succeeded in sowing the seed of, hatred
Yeah.
for the other religion, hatred for other tribes in their children as a result of a game, politics,
A game of chance.
a game of chance,
Yeah.
politics. Meanwhile, we exist in an environment where we cannot live alone. The people in your house, I mean, my next door neighbor, I heard the other day someone saying, he said he has enough people in his house. The next set of people he wants to bring in, the tenants that must be brought into the
particular-
apartment must be from a particular tribe. He doesn't want any other person from any other tribe. And that house has remained empty as we speak. The children of such people would have issues relating with other tribes.
Definitely.
Unfortunately, they are in school. And when they're in school, they relate with every child in school. So one of the first questions I ask when I want to take my child to a new school, I'm asking questions like, do you have a left-handed teacher? My son is left-handed. I ask, do you have trained teachers who know how to handle left-handed children? Then, do you have other religion in your school? So if all of your teachers are Christians, I have a problem. If all of your pupils are Christians, I have a bigger problem. So I'm wondering, I'm watching the things, I'm looking at myself, and I'm saying there are certain things that we parents have done over a long period of time to damage the future relationship between our children and the rest of the world.
Well, knowingly or unknowingly so, if you ask me, because I'm not in favor of, tribalism.
And the rest of the nonsense.
It's all rubbish, But you see, sometimes when you go through a bad experience, you really don't want the least person you want to you go through that same experience is your child.
Is your child, yes.
So you want to keep your child, you're trying to be overprotective, not protective of that child. So you give the child a warning and say, look, this has been my experience with so person. But you see, I think that's where it should end. But some parents will go further and say, so you must never have a relationship with,
It's mostly like that.
Yes.
And I'll say that parents need to respect children's developmental stage and maturity. The fact that something hurt you so deeply doesn't mean I should pass it on to the child.
Correct. That's
Let children make up their mind based on what they think, what they feel. That's how to respect them. We're not saying you won't tell them the facts. We're not saying you won't give them some figures, but don't force it down their throats. Now, I heard of a family who, all of them were eligible enough to vote. They all had different candidates. Am I going to disown my child for picking
the candidate? I do not.
That you know what you want, regardless of the fact that I'm your parent.
And you must respect it.
And you must respect
Yes, you must respect it. I've heard people,
because you have a birthday shout out to do.
Oh yes. Well, I heard people say that the Igbos, is a no. But my brother is married to an Igbo, and
Simple.
I think she's the best wife we could ever have had in the family.
It's a function of who you are, your heart, your
So we have a birthday shout out this morning. Tom's daughter is celebrating her birthday tomorrow.
Yes, happy birthday, Adedoyin. Mommy loves you.
Barrister Adedoyin. I like the fact that we're even using the one where she's in wig. Barrister Adedoyin, happy
My baby.
birthday to you. I'll be the baby of the family. The mommy's baby.
Awesome.
Happy birthday to you. We'll see you tomorrow on the Bumper Breakfast. My name is Oluwatomi Adebokola.
And my name is Tom Adirele.
Our guest this morning, our last guest for
Auntie
today.
Wemi.
Our last guest, by the way the children call her, is Auntie Webby. We'll see you again tomorrow. Happy New Month, people, and stay safe, stay out there, stay sane.